like to see big fat guys score touchdowns. They do. Let's be honest. This is their one chance to shine. They sneak out there. Nobody's expecting it. Is Barry Sanders the number one choice?
Barry Sanders is not your average back.
Did he play in the AFC or NFC?
Who's number one? Tell me who's number one. Loved watching him play. You wanted to see him touch the ball because you're waiting for the big play to happen. Who's he going to make miss? Is he going to jump over somebody? Is he going to go around somebody? He was one of those highlight type running backs.
Johnny Manziel, the it factor. The other day, Mike Pettin, when I was out at training camp, Mike Pettin talked about the quarterback. I'm not worried about his mechanics. That's Kyle Shanahan and all that. That's their job. I need somebody that's going to be a leader. I need somebody that's got that it factor. He didn't name Johnny Manziel by name, but he was kind of talking about Johnny Manziel, so it would not shock me if the Browns ended up with Johnny Manziel. I need to take the best player available with every pick that I have. Now, some people might say, well, they need a quarterback, and what if that quarterback isn't the best player available? Should you reach? If the players you're looking at are very close in your grade, then I say you reach for the quarterback. But if there's a big disparity between the two players, you take the best player available. And I read somewhere online this week that Ozzie Newsome was asked about Ray Farmer and this being his first draft, and how when Ozzie had his first draft, he also had the 4th and 26th pick. And he took Jonathan Ogden and Ray Lewis, and that's when Lawrence Phillips was out there, and there was a lot of pressure for the Ravens to take Phillips, and Ozzie stuck to his board and said, nope, I'm taking the best player available, and it turned out that he got 2 Hall of Famers in Ogden and Lewis. So the advice from Ozzie and from me, and I think some other people to Ray Farmer would be, you put all this work into your board with your scouts, you ranked everything, stick to your board unless 2 players are very close, then you might lean towards the area of need as opposed to just best player available. I think they may end up taking Sammy Watkins if he's there because he's the best player. You don't know what's going to happen with Josh Gordon off the field. You hope that he's stayed clear of all the problems off the field. But if something would happen, you'd have his replacement in Sammy Watkins. I really like Watkins. So for me, if Watkins is there, I'm grabbing Sammy Watkins with that 4th pick.
Well, what I want to say about the coaches, you know, we're questioning Luke Fickell in the defense and that today, and even maybe Tom Herman in that first half. Kudos to those coaches for making the halftime adjustments. 2 games in a row now. They've trailed at halftime. They went into the locker room. They made some adjustments on offense and defense, and they've outscored the opposition now 51-17 the last 2 games in the second half.
All right, I've got less than 30 tomorrow.
Do so. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I was looking at, it's funny he brought that up, Bruce. I looked at his numbers today. He's averaging 94 yards per game receiving. He has 4 touchdowns, almost 19 yards per catch. He's a big play guy, but I agree with the caller. The light bulb doesn't always stay on. It flickers at times, Bruce, and other times it goes off totally. I was thrilled that nothing happened over the bye week with Josh Gordon. He was able to make it through the bye week without incident. My biggest concern isn't during the season with Josh Gordon, because he's going to give you those games where he wows you, and then other games he's a head scratcher. But it's the offseason that is the biggest concern. He needs to be mentored, tutored somehow so he doesn't go down that path that Randy Moss did, where he doesn't play every down and takes a play or 2 off, and whether that's blocking or running the route completely or catching the football in traffic.